feel like, you feel it's goofy. You feel like it's not NFL football if you sitting there faking to be tackled and drop the ball and pick it back up and throw it, for a touchdown, like you on a video game or something like that. But no, I don't feel that way. As I think that's part of our identity, like you said, man. And then uh, I think when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, remember they was talking the Philly special. I mean, that was a trick play, right? I mean, in the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? They actually
Yeah.
scored a touchdown. They wound up winning the game. So I just think that some NFL it's good because people are nitpicking our team like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a good team if people they not saying we're a doormat team anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now it's getting to the point where they winning and they making a mockery because they going for it on every fourth down and they all these trick plays they doing. Really? That's what you want to say? Talk about how this team hasn't lost 2 games in a row and damn near 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Talk about that. You know what I mean? Talk about how they're 7-0 right now on the road. You know what I mean? 7-0. That's unheard of, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how we're 5-0 in the division right now. You know what I mean? And possibly can run the table in the division. Talk about that. You know what I mean? Why has it got to be the negativity from the play calling? You know what I mean? The negativity from I heard people this morning talking about what's going on.
So,
Our
Rob.
talk about people, um, talk about Jameson Williams. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be the reason why they don't win the Super Bowl because he's so immature. And it's like,
It kills
I
him though, because as soon as they jump down his throat, like the first play in the first quarter, that when the
mhm,
little situation that happened,
yeah,
as soon as they jump down his throat, they turn right back around and got to cheer for him.
yeah.
it,
And I
it
get it.
kills him, man.
And don't get me wrong. I get it. You have to be
Yeah.
coachable. You have to be coached. Obviously, you're going to tell somebody like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you don't want to cost us. And I get it. You don't want to cost the team a costly penalty at the end of the game. But listen, man, we having fun out there, man. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. These guys, there's a lot of stuff being said on the field. And sometimes your emotions do get the best of you in the heat of the moment, especially if a guy's saying that you can't score on them. You know what I'm saying? And then you score on them. You know what I mean? It's like it's all about results, man. It's all about the camera. Everybody got their phone out these days. More so than the media, the game itself. So, big plays is TikTok content, YouTube content. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are, you got to play it up to an extent. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to take a stupid penalty. I get that, and for the most part, it does look like this coaching staff have been corralling Jameson, if you want to say corral, just like keeping it to a minimum, man. You could tell he he has not been as bad as people been putting him out to be. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, well, Brady, man, this damn coffee got my mouth dry as hell.
yeah,
I
what's
meant to
up,
bring it up to you a little early, but yeah, Daryl Simpson was going to join us tonight, man. What's
Daryl
going
Hunt?
on, Daryl, man? What's going on with your podcast also? And shout out everything that you're doing right now, man.
Man, what's up, fellas? Man, I'm glad y'all had me on here, man. It's
What's
glad
up,
to be
Daryl?
back with y'all. Glad
Yes,
to be
sir.
back with y'all, fellas, man. So, man, of course, I've been always supporting y'all, man. And I've been telling people hit that like, subscribe, man, to the
You
to the
do.
podcast, man. So
Great
definitely
having you on,
excited.
man.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
appreciate you, man.
appreciate
Appreciate
you, man.
you.
It's
Hmm.
been
Appreciate
a minute since we caught up. So when I ask you, man, heading into after post Buffalo, heading into Chicago, what was your thoughts on the team?
it. I really thought that Lions just had. All right, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yep.
yep, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just a little technical difficulty. But yeah, I thought this, after that Buffalo loss, I think it was a good loss. And the reason why I say this because, you sometimes you need that undivided attention. It shows that, hey, yeah, we won that 11 straight games, and then We win against a team like Buffalo that you have to sometimes humble yourself and get back to, you know, what does it feel like to lose a game and get back to let's get back to start winning, and that's what they did, and like I'll say this, I had to call some of the fan base out.
What's up, Jeremy? Yeah.
Yeah. I got to call some of the fan base out, man, because when we lost that Buffalo, when we lost that game to Buffalo, it was, oh man, the sky is falling. Falling what the media was saying. Oh, the Lions is not going to go to the Super Bowl, or the Lions, where their chances in the playoffs might get knocked out first round. In the divisional round, they might not get home field advantage. All this bunch of crazy stuff that it's talking in. I've been hearing that. Lions been playing through a lot of, especially our defensive side. We've been dealing with a lot of guys that have been injured. You know what I'm saying? Been out for a while. And we still been had that next man mentality. And what did they do yesterday? I know it gets an inferior team like the Chicago Bears. Even though that's a divisional opponent, we can't take our divisional opponents lightly. And they did. They took the Lions came out and responded to all the critics, and and just about to go out there and play their game of football. And that's the this shows the mentality of this coaching staff and these players who they buying into. So I wanted to hear what the people in the so-called bandwagon fans, what they have to say now. Now we took care of the Chicago Bears, and we're on to see what's going to happen next week against the Vikings and the Packers game.
Yeah, facts. It is
I
funny.
will say, oh yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Well, I was just gonna, excuse me. I was just gonna say, I was kind. I ain't gonna lie. When Montgomery got hurt, bro, I was like, it ain't looking good, man. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm like, he embodies what we are. You know what I'm saying? Especially, the way he runs, determination. You know what I'm saying? Just running with a purpose. I think he ignites everything, embodies what we trying to do to start the game, set the tone, tone setter, that type of thing. But like you said, Daryl, the reality is this. I mean, I don't think we all of a sudden now are like a bad team. I mean, I think we just kind of had to adjust to the elements a little bit. And it shows you that's a mark of a good team, where we could look at everything this team went through. I mean, think about it. We lost Aiden Hutchinson a while ago. You know what I'm saying? A while ago, and still winning. You know what I mean? And still ripped off the wins like we did. So for now, when your initial emotion gonna say, man, we lost McNeil, we lost Montgomery. It's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Those are two pillars of both sides of the ball. But man, I'm telling you what, as the week went on in this game coming up, I was like, man, I am not worried about the Bears. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the 49ers, same thing. The 49ers, I even though they out of it now, they lost, I still would, the Lions would take care of them, boy. You know what I'm saying? I just think we're on a collision course. And for everybody,
I think they passed losing the bad teams too.
Yeah, I think that's all over with. And for everybody that's, I hope Green Bay beat Minnesota for us and everything like that. If they don't, so be it. Bring on Minnesota. That's how I feel about it. I mean, y'all Walt know how much I like Minnesota's offense. I think they got the two best receivers in the league, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a grudge match, but I think our team will find a way, like they have all year long. You know what I'm saying? It just like you said, Walt, the amount of what's riding on this game, like with minutes. I mean, I know we looking past it, but the amount that everything gonna be riding on this game, I expect the Lions to rise up. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
No, I agree. I agree 1000%. We can go back to the game, check out a few stats. I think for the most part, man, and this goes back to Buffalo. Buffalo, that game pretty much got out of hand early. We had an uphill battle constantly the entire game. Goff had to throw the ball almost 60 times. He threw the ball 59 times exact last week. It's good to see that his arm can hold up for that. You know what I'm saying? Also, I like the fact that this season he has pushed the ball downfield a lot more. That's also good to see that we now have that in our repertoire as far as offensive weaponry. And I think that if you keep him where he's at, because This game against Chicago was complete balance. They didn't get out of whack. You're talking about them rushing the ball 32 times yesterday, and they threw the ball 32 times. Offensively, they 146 on the ground. I think 103 or 106 of those came from Jahmyr Gibbs' legs. And then, of course, Goff, he had his 10 and a half yards per attempt. He had his 330 plus yards. He got his touchdowns, 0 picks. And I think that's really the recipe right there. It's good to see that if we needed Jared, playoff game, we might need you to throw the ball 52 times this game. It might be a situation where the defense can't stand up, and we may need him.
Mm-hmm.
This happens if you can pretty much go back through every Super Bowl run in history. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really NFL teams buzzsawing their way through everybody. You're going to have a blowout maybe every now and then here and there, but most of those playoff games are going to be tough fights, fist fights, man. And it's good to know that if the game went in a direction where the defense couldn't hold up, the offense can match you. Or if it's a game where the defense is coming to play and they may have a favorable matchup against an opponent's offense.
Yeah.
It doesn't. That's why I say that went back to things never being over for this team because you just don't know what matchups are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, we may get a team, whether it's Tampa, Minnesota, Arizona, Seattle, Rams, whoever it may be, we may get a favorable matchup.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to always be where we may lose to a superior team or whatever. We may just benefit from it. And I do think, you're looking at the fact that Gibbs, they're going to showcase Gibbs. Gibbs was a top 10 talent, top 15 talent in that draft. It wasn't just Brad Holmes that coveted him as a player. We coveted him on this podcast coming out that year.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to give him every opportunity. Me and Ashanti talked about this before the show started. There's a situation where it's all friendly in that running back room. We all love each other, but Gibbs is like, man, listen, y'all boys hold back. This is my job. And that's the attitude you want your star to have. Like, I love y'all and everything, but nah, bro. Big bro out for the season. This me now. And that's the type of attitude you want your star running back, your star player to have, man.
Yeah.
It's just granted, however people choose to look at the Bears game, I view it like this. It was a get-right game, mentally more than anything else. I think these guys needed to see another win again. Whether it was an easy win or a tough win, they needed to see another win. And it's good for them to see that, hey, listen, we don't lose back-to-back games. Mentally, I think teams fall into that frame also where if they lose to a team, this team now feels pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever we play next, y'all taking an L. That's just how it is. And that's the mentality that they got, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to beat this team, bro. It's going to be very, very tough.
And then now you look at how things just flip the script quickly. So when we took care of the Bears, now you seen people was talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, they need to be the NFC favorites, and now they lost to a team. They lost to Washington that's in their division, trying to fight to get in the playoffs as well. So that was a huge moment. So that not only that helps the Lions can sealed the number 1 seed at the moment because Minnesota still got to play their games. They're trying to come and get the number 1 seed, trying to complete the division. And when Ashanti was saying about, the Vikings and Packers game, whether the Packers win or lose, saying we'd rather if we have to play the Vikings down to the last game of the season, so be it. Would we rather get it out the way? Go Green Bay take care because they're gonna want revenge from early in the season with Minnesota beat them early in the season. Green Bay still trying to, and you look at Green Bay still trying to fight for playoff positioning because this is huge. Because if Green Bay was to win and win out, they could be the 5th seed, and Minnesota could drop that as a 6th or possibly 7th seed. So this is a huge thing for that game, and that's for us. We got the Monday night against the 49ers. So if the Packers was to win, and I'm gonna ask y'all fellas this: do you think Dan Campbell should play our starters through that entire game against the 49ers? If the Packers win against the Vikings, that we pretty much clinched the number 1 seed and clinched the division, should Dan Campbell play our starters the whole time game against the 49ers, or play the first half, or don't play them at all?
I think it's a two-part answer. I think the smart thing to do would be like get them boys out of there when the game was out of hand. If we ahead, I'm just making example, like 2 touchdowns, halftime, get them boys out. Dan ain't like that, because the post-game speech last night was, listen, okay, it's all good. We won. We own the San Fran. He mentioned the next team, and I think that's the first time he's ever done that in one of his excuse me, y'all, one of his post-game locker room speeches. He said, we own the San Fran. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So I took it as that's one of our games. We got them boys on our check box. You know what I'm saying? It's on our checklist. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, Daryl, I think I think it's just gonna be they gonna beat the hell out of the 49ers. That's what you know what I'm saying? I don't think that Dan cut like that, man. Where he just like, well, let's just not play and let's take a night off. Let's take a week off. Let's get, you know what I'm saying? We'll get our rest. We get that number 1 seed. We have all the rest we need. Getting that first round bye. Number 1 seed, first round bye is gonna be huge, man. I that's why I think that people should start looking back at the Lions, because if they get that number 1 seed, I do think some stuff will really change in our favor. And I do think, like Walt said, like sometimes y'all see it. Everybody, all the listeners, y'all see it. Sometimes teams is just destined, man, to go where they need to go sometime, and stuff starting to fall their way. You know what I mean? Us getting the injuries and just everything going against us, how they have been, and as far as the injury part of it, and you never know. I mean, it may be a blessing in disguise to just be able to go through what we went through, and then to know that we got the reinforcements on the second and third string of our team, man. Just moving forward, I just think it's a positive. I really do. Look at Terry and Arnold. I'll let you talk while here in a second. Look at Terry and Arnold. I mean, remember we was people dogging them, saying Terry and Arnold shouldn't even be out there. He a bust, blah, blah, blah. Terry, I think he's ready to play ball now. I really do. I think he ain't a rookie no more after 15 games, man. You know what I'm saying? And for everybody to say he pass interference and he can't play, he can't cover, he gonna be the guy. I guarantee you, man. Yesterday he showed flashes. I mean, he showed like he get the cornerback position is the hardest position to play, I think, other than receiver or anything like that in NFL, because you got to learn your opponent's tendencies. You just got to get the speed of the NFL game. He's got to go, a second time around against Justin Jefferson may help, or Jordan Addison may help. You know what I'm saying? Chasing guys like Jaden Reed around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to learn all that. You're not going to be – these guys are good, man. They're not – you're not going against the top wide receiver from Purdue University, you know what I'm saying, or Tennessee or Mississippi State. You're going against, DK Metcalf from the Seattle – you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I just don't sometimes I think that you got to go through things as a player, as a coach, as whoever to just be able to just know that now we know, man, we can count on this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that has happened, back in the day. He go Ralphie with Terry and Arnold. But yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to say. I just feel like, yeah, Dan Campbell gonna have them boys, Daryl. I think he gonna have them boys ready to play, man, against 40. I think they want this game. I really do. I think they want to beat the Niners because it's in their head. He's telling them like this the last time they sent us home. They beat us, that type of. I think Dan plays that up, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. They sent y'all home last year. So,
yeah, I want to touch on a couple comments real quick. Yeah. Jeremy had this that I wanted to touch on from a few minutes ago. With what we saw Sunday, should they let Christian Mahogany start over our worst starting O lineman and Graham Glasgow? I've been talking about Glasgow. Well, we've been talking about Glasgow, his performance since I think it was the Houston game, whatnot. Yeah. Also, Frank too. We're gonna be fair because that Buffalo Bills game, we may poo-poo other offensive linemen when they have rough games. Frank had a rough game too. I just think that, and I talked to you about this, Ashanti. It seems to me that Glasgow, he's always been more, even since Michigan, a try hard, physical guy. He on lunch pail, he gonna give you everything he got out there. A little bit of versatility. He can give you some guard flexibility and whatnot. But he's never been the biggest guy. He's never had the longest arms. He's never been the best athlete. He's never been the most powerful. And there's been games this season where it looks like his age is starting to show, honestly. And it's understandable because playing center and guard in the NFL, especially as an undersized guy, is brutal. It's brutal on the big dudes. We
Yeah.
talking about the 6'3", 300 something pound guards or whatever. But for him, nah, it's extra brutal, man. And I do think that guard was something that we talked about before last year's draft should have been taken more seriously. We felt the offensive line should have been taken more seriously. We also felt that perhaps one of those picks, whether it was Rakestraw, not to be saying that we don't want any of these guys here, but if we talking about that class, honestly, right now, is
Yeah.
not looking all that fun. Arnold has had an up and down season, but I agree, Arnold battled. Cornerback is one of those positions where I want to see you battle. Everybody not gonna go out there and be Quinyon Mitchell and lock everybody down every single week. But it happens. It
Yeah.
happens that you look at you have those types of drafts. Makai Wingo, he may have been our second best rookie, and he didn't give us a whole lot. He gave
Mhm.
us what he had down the stretch once his body started to break down as another undersized interior defense lineman. So, the Manu Giovanni pick, the Rakestraw pick, like
Yeah.
there's other directions that they could have went in. We talked about Cooper Beebe yesterday.
Look at Edgerrin Cooper, bro, from Green
Mhm.
Bay. Edgerrin
Yeah.
Cooper,
Yeah.
baller,
Mhm.
dude. Oh my God. Just
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm
But yeah,
saying?
they like I said,
Mhm.
me personally, yeah, Mahogany, I give Mahogany an opportunity.
Yeah.
If
Hell
he's gonna
yeah.
be your guard of the future, whether it's left guard or right guard,
Yeah.
he needs to go ahead and start playing because you expect him, or at least you have the faith in him to be that guy to get you in the trenches and lead you through the
Yeah.
trenches the next few years while y'all still contending. And because Glasgow's not gonna be that. I think the writing's on the wall. I think
Mhm.
Glasgow is a guy that probably won't be back next season unless he's a rotational guy. We can upgrade over that. We understand that.
Yeah.
Source Doll is another guy that was kind of talked up a bit. I talked about how he had the
Mhm.
the very, very short arms and wasn't the best athlete. Talking about the anchor not being as thick as you may need it to be, the power not being there, what position he was going to play in the next level out of William and Mary. Would it be tackle? They tried him with tackle. That didn't work. Was he good enough to be a consistent guard Sunday in, Sunday out? That still hasn't been proven to be true. So, this is a team that we talking about trenches. Defensive linemen, whether it's DNs, oversized DNs, interior defensive tackles, guards, tackles. This is a team that can stand some upgrades. So yeah, Christian Mahogany, I understand he had some rough outings, but cut the kid a break, man.
Mhm.
I don't understand why we say guys are trash after their first career start. People around here did the same thing with Hutchinson. The same people singing his praise now are the same people who called him trash after that Eagles game, man.
Yeah.
Fans got to
No, I,
calm the hell down, bro. Like it's
no,
dude missed the whole off season with mono, I think.
yeah.
And then he had other issues going on. Dude goes out there, gives you all he got, and since he doesn't lock people down, he's bad. Like
No, I
we
think I
gotta
think I think Jeremy was saying he actually did a good job. I think that's what he was saying.
no,
You know
not no,
what
not Jeremy. I'm saying just in
I'm saying?
general, like there's been a lot of negative press around him,
Hmm.
and I just don't get why. You got to understand where the dude coming from. The fact
Yeah.
that he did miss pretty much every ounce of football
Mhm.
well, at least productivity wise that he could miss, and
Yeah.
he's out there giving us the best he got now.
Hmm.
Now, does that keep on moving forward through the rest of the regular season? We hope so. We hope so. But man, we need somebody to pan out, man. One of these young dudes, because like I said, Source Dog isn't for so far. We let Jonah leave. Frank is how much more of a beating does Frank really want to
I
take?
know Franco Warrior out there, man. Love Frank Ragnow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But like you said, it's got to be we got to replenish that spot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, somebody behind. Not saying that he got to start next year, but you know, like you said, I want a premier guy, Zach Frazier type. You know, I was big on JPJ last year. You know, Powers Johnson. Man, he looks at us. We talking draft already, but you know, I mean, I get it. I get it why we talking about it because Jeremy brought it up. But I thought, like Jeremy said, that was the first thing I noticed yesterday was Mahogany was out there. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, the Bears got a decent defensive line. You know what I'm saying? I think it had one guy that wasn't playing, if I'm not mistaken, that started. So it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, he started and he didn't perform. I think Chicago's formidable, man, on defensive line. So yeah, and just what Brent said, Brent is right. You know, Brad Holmes described Christian Mahogany as a dirtbag, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember that on draft night, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? That them the kind of guys that play for the Lions. So yeah, I mean, I think you will see more of it because you do got to beef that spot up, especially with Gibbs. Maybe they seen something in practice. Maybe they seen something. Well not seen. They know what they have, but what I'm saying is maybe it fits the running style of Jahmyr Gibbs more. Maybe you got to seal off that first guy, so he may not get a hand on Gibbs right away. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that Glasgow I was giving up that little that little nuance of an angle to where his guy was getting the Gibbs or Montgomery quicker. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making.
Man,
I'm just trying to.
This is the next generation, bro.
Yeah.
And it's led by Penei Sewell. Frank had his time, and Frank still had a solid age where Frank wasn't as beat down and worn down as he is currently. Centers typically play to they 40. They can play to they 40. I'm not sure exactly how old Frank is right now, but you know, and Taylor Decker, Taylor Decker was part of the previous regime, which is a good. He and Frank were the only two good leftovers they actually left us coming out of here. But yeah, it'll sneak up on you.
Yeah.
Offensive line age will sneak up on you really, really quick. And as quickly, as easy, as much as we talk about this offensive line being great, okay, they three dudes walking away, or two injuries away from not being so great. You start looking at that backup, the cavalry that they do have behind them. So, but like I said, this is something where we don't just sit up here and make this stuff up. We talk about this stuff heading into every season. And then you hear people say, oh, y'all just being negative about this, negative about that. Why y'all bringing this up? It won't be an issue unless y'all make it an issue. We foresee stuff like this coming. Offensive linemen get hurt. And I mean, Father Time will catch up with you really, really quick, man. Really, really quick. And that was my issue with the defensive line. Aleem been knocked around the last couple years for the most part. D tackles get hurt. Reader had injuries, whether he had them in Cincinnati. Yeah, and them smaller defensive linemen, they wear down. Pascal, Wingo, Levi Wuzarike. All those dudes are around 6'2", 280, 285.
Yep.
And now you asking them with other guys being out on IR, you asking these undersized tweener defensive tackles to do more in the run game, also do more in the pass game. What happens? They getting beat down by these 6'4", 320-pound guards across the league.
Yep.
Let's switch gear. Let me ask you and Daryl something right quick here. I was just kind of browsing some stuff here. Okay. Since we talking about father time and everything like that, just something good instead of get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy. Jared Goff. Okay. Jared Goff I was talking to somebody, they was talking Lions. And he's the reason why I believe that I got confidence, man, that they could do what they need to get done. I don't know, man. I didn't have that confidence. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't have the confidence last year. I mean, I knew he was good, but I'm like, man, can Goff take this team to the next level? Okay, like I had somebody was saying he wasn't a Goff fan right today, and he was like, man, I just don't think. The way he throws, it don't look like a sharp ball, blah, blah, blah. I just don't think that Goff is a guy that could win a Super Bowl and take a team and put them on his back. Okay. Jared Goff. Let's look up Jared Goff. Jared Goff has more touchdown passes than Geno Smith, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, uh, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, C.J. Stroud, Brock Purdy, Jaden Daniels, basically Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, and Jordan Love, right? Tua. What I'm saying is, dude, Jared Goff playing MVP ball, man. Period. I mean, he not gonna win the award, but he's to me, he's the reason why I think that it's comfortable, man. Our quarterback situation ain't in the flux, man. And I think that his calmness, the way he's run this offense the last three, even I have to admit it, man. I don't know if anybody else could have came. I'm not saying that he's better than anybody else. I'm just saying for this team, this moment, this coaching staff, these players that we have is why I think, man, you can hang your hat on JG. All that bad juju he had, that's gone, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you would think like Sam Darnold, like we think Sam Darnold, we keep saying the shoe gonna drop with him, man, and he's gonna have a 5 interception game or blah blah. He hasn't had it yet. But Goff has got more, like Walt said, I think a couple shows ago. Well, he's got more of a track record than you could trust Goff more than you can trust Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? So right now, this is what I'm getting at. Do y'all see Goff taking us there, man? And really, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel like I do? Because I think he can. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we is undermanned at the quarterback position at all. He may not run. He may not scramble. He may not be throwing balls behind his back or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And high stepping. But man, Jared Goff, just get it done, man. You know, that's how I feel about it. You know.
Walt, you want me to answer this question first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. This one I'm gonna say why. Jared Goff has a coach that actually believes in him. Dan Campbell actually believes in him. Brad Holmes actually believes in him. When you look at when he was with the Rams, he was very first year. Who was their head coach? Jeff Fisher, right?
Didn't want him.
Didn't want him. Jeff Fisher screwed him over. Sean McVay comes on. Sean McVay, you know how hell of a coach he is. It didn't work out between him. They just didn't. Him and Goff didn't see eye to eye on some things, and that's what happened with Stafford. You know, Goff and trading and all that stuff. So people thought that Jared Goff was a bust. Jared Goff is not gonna. He comes to Detroit. He's not gonna do anything. This is third, right? He actually has a coach, a Dan Campbell, has the coaching staff, and has the organization has to believe in Jared Goff. Jared Goff is proven at the time again. He's I'm not saying like you Shanti said, he's not better than Patrick Mahomes, but he's beaten Patrick Mahomes head to head twice in his career. He's not better than not better than Josh Allen, but yeah, I know he's 0, I think maybe 0-2 against Josh Allen as a Lion. I don't remember as far as a Ram, but Jared Goff shows he can lead his team to get it done. To be honest with you, even if he doesn't win regular season MVP, I don't care about that.
Who cares? Right.
I don't care because the simple fact, the most ultimate goal is to bring a Super Bowl trophy to the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan. That's the ultimate goal, is to bring that Super Bowl trophy that he deserves. And this team, this organization, we've been waiting for a very long time. Okay. We was that close last year to reach that ultimate goal. Jared Goff has been playing his butt off this whole entire season. Even with the 5 interceptions that he threw, that 5 interceptions that he had against Houston, they still won the game. It's like just the comment, just 41 300 game, 300-yard games. The comment that Johnny just put up.
Yeah,
that's Hall of Fame status. Did you know Jared Goff is the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to be with him is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Jared Goff is the third quarterback in NFL history to have 13 and more wins with multiple teams. Jared Goff's the third quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah.
With the greats of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, with two different franchises. But this man doesn't get enough respect. We hear this all about what first the guy Nick Wright calling him
civilian,
and you get some of the even our fan base calling him, well, he's just an average quarterback. He's not going to help get it done. He's Jared Goff. We draft Hendon Hooker so Hendon Hooker could be our future quarterback, our future. We don't think Jared Goff deserves this type of money. We don't, and Jared Goff can't throw in the cold. It's like Brent DeWitt just put up. Jared Goff can't play in the cold and throw deep. He's proven it. We're 7-0 on the road. The only team in the NFL is undefeated on the road. But they could go 8-0 to beat the San Francisco 49ers on the road. And nobody can say that. Nobody other team can say that. So Jared Goff, as long as he stay healthy, as long as he don't turn the ball over, as long as he doing and continue to play his game, he's gonna win. I know they can say I don't care if he doesn't win MVP. I want him to win that Super Bowl. I want him to show that team that drafted him, the Rams. You traded me down here. I'm gonna show you. Yes, Matthew Stafford, well deserved. He did his time here in Detroit for 12 years. He got over there. He got a ring with the Rams. This is Jared Goff's time. Jared Goff did something that Matthew Stafford couldn't do. Win two playoff games. Something that Stafford couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to put that respect on Jared Goff's name.
And then to further your point, I'll let you take it away. 20-yard plays or more. Jared Goff leads the league. 56 plays, 20 plus yards. He's tied with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold. 40 plus yards plays with 10 this year. And of course, he 82-yard play yesterday to Jameson Williams. I'm just saying, man, the numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? And Jared Goff is right up there. Walt, what you think? I know, we've had plenty of debates about Jared Goff, but I mean, just recap real quick. I mean, what's your synopsis of Goff this year, like till this point? You know what I'm saying?
First off, I want to give a shout out to a new subscriber, Sailor Outlaw, George Ashik.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, very, very much appreciate it. I mean, I was skeptical too. I will go back to the day that the trade went through. I said to myself, you know what? Everybody's like, oh, we got Jared Goff. He's a castaway. Why did we get him? I don't want him. We didn't need him. Bullshit. Because at that time, if you wouldn't have taken Goff in that deal, you wouldn't have got them picks. Secondly, if you didn't want Goff in that deal, you wouldn't have got them picks. And that also means that you would have been in a situation where you would have been starting David Blau probably for 2 years. So, first of all, you need to be happy that you got Goff. Second, I looked at it like this. Best case scenario is that this dude pans out. And this is 4 years ago. I remember we talked about this on the show.
Yep.
I said best case scenario is that this man pans out for us and we don't have to be forced to burn a draft pick on a damn young-ass quarterback who may or may not pan out. We didn't have to get straddled with Trevor Lawrence. We didn't have to get stuck with Zach Wilson or Mac Jones. I remember going back to that draft, there were people that wanted Mac Jones. People were still calling to replace the dude. And I get it. Some people at that point in time still wasn't really feeling them like that, but I get it because at the end of the day, he's not physically pleasing to the eye. He doesn't run fast. He doesn't have great lateral movement, east to west. He's not going to break off a 40-yard run.
Yeah.
The throw that he made to J-Mo, that's kind of few and far between. You're not going to see a whole lot of those, but it's good to see that he can get the ball down there and do that when we need him to do it.
Yeah.
I'm behind him. Like I said, I'm behind him 100%. Then you look at the fact that he's turned things around everywhere he's been. When he went to Cal, that was a losing program. Now, they wasn't the most winningest program by the time he left, But he turned Cal into a more respectable program in the Pac-10 before he left. He went to the Rams. The Rams were terrible when he got there. They went through a lot of stuff post Sam Darnold and all this other stuff going on. They
Yeah.
was losing there.
Sam Bradford.
Yeah, Sam, not Darnold. Yeah, but Bradford.
Yeah.
And they was losing there. He was part of the turnaround there. Then people say, "Oh well, he had talent around him." No shit. Name me one quarterback that turned an entire organization around with no receivers, no offensive line. Like, people kill me they give credit to quarterbacks for having talent. I mean, talent around them when they want to. Then they knock other quarterbacks for it. Like, let's be real about it. The dude, you're not going to win without talent on your team. So the whole notion of knocking a quarterback, well, he's got talent around him. What is he supposed to have? Like, let's be honest about it, man. The dude has talent around him. He's been in the system. This is also why I believe he's the guy. He's been in the same system for 4 years.
Yeah. That's
Everything about this system is catered to him.
Bingo.
And
That's
his
it.
strength.
That's
Imagine having the same playbook. Ain't shit changed about your playbook for 4 years.
Comfortable. You got,
And they just add more things to it. And everything is aimed towards your strength. Come on. I just, on top of that, he led the Rams to a Super Bowl. He turned around, came here, was part of a rebuild here. Statistically, he got better every single season he's been here. He's had the best statistical season of his career. He's had the most influence as a quarterback on his offense here.
Yeah.
People remember, McVay had him when he was a baby. He didn't have the ability to have his fingerprints all over McVay's offense. That was McVay's offense at that point in time. He's in a situation now where this is his offense. He's a veteran. He's a seasoned vet now. People got to remember that too. Detroit has him now when he's a vet. He's in the prime years of his career. McVay didn't have him in the prime years of his career. We do. This is a team that even once they start losing players on offense or defense to free agency, they draft so well, they will be fine. That is the thing. They will be fine offensively. They will be fine defensively. Even if they go through a stretch where he's not good, they have the understanding as a coach, as a coaching staff offensively on that side of the ball, we can just run the ball for the next 3 games if we choose to, 35, 36 times. Swings, tosses, traps.
And it's
counters.
still right, and still it'll be successful. Yeah. Still be
Now the question is this. After this year, we really can't argue it because, like, okay, what if they do win this year and then all hell breaks loose and then Ben Johnson leaves and then, I don't want to talk about Aaron Glenn leaves because we talking about Goff and his situation, his impact on the team right now, but there is a legitimate question mark behind that whenever any quarterback loses their OC because we've seen a lot of very highly successful quarterbacks lose their offensive coordinator and then go in the tank. It happened to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had the greatest year of his career, MVP year under Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan left all them same players there, and that dude regressed year after year after year after year after his OC left.
Look at the Philadelphia Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts lost both of their coordinators. Then they started off hot, and then they went on the downfall. Got knocked out in the playoffs, and now they end up got different. They got offensive and defensive coordinators. It's the same thing. Like you said, what you brought up, with situation if Ben Johnson was to leave, even if we win it or lose it, what I'm saying? What if that happens? That's something we have to think about. Like who could be that next coordinator that can, that can help Goff continue his success instead of having that slump. Who that coordinator that we can trust that fits the system for Goff and for
Scotty Montgomery. I think if Ben Johnson leaves, I think Scotty moves right over to that seat because Mark Brunell has had way too many opportunities to be a head coach or an offensive coordinator. And I think he's a guy that he said, though, he's very comfortable. He likes teaching. He likes being a quarterback coach. So some people bring up Mark Brunell because I think that's a name that people are familiar with.
Familiar with,
And then
yeah.
they know he's been around. But yeah, Mark is cool being the quarterback coach. I think that's just as important
Yeah.
as keeping the OC around.
That's
But
right.
man, make no mistake about it, Scotty is grooming to be a head coach. Scotty was the head coach at East Carolina for a couple years. He's been there before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
He's
And
very seasoned with it. He was on the Colts staff a couple years ago. So he
Yeah.
I think he's the guy. Even when you listen to him talk in his pressers, to me, out of him, Ben Johnson, and Aaron Glenn, and I love Aaron Glenn too. I think Scotty carries himself and speaks to the media the most coach like.
Yeah.
I think so. I think he moves over because he's set up. Also, if Aaron Glenn leaves, that's all they're gonna do. They're gonna
mm-hmm.
keep bringing their guys in, teach them everything, the culture, the schemes. They may change the defensive scheme up next year. That's possible. But yeah, you bring in another one of those guys, Kelvin
Mhm.
Shepard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if Aaron leaves, Kelvin Shepard will be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator. Cool with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he been
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Well deserved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wanted to go for some team stats here. You know, I'm a stats guy. The Lions, man. We got some good stuff going on. It looks like Jahmyr Gibbs is in the top 10 in rushing.
Yep.
You know, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a guy I think is so underappreciated, man. He just amazes me. He's the one guy on our team, man. I just St. Brown is like my size, like 5 foot. And I'm short, so he like 5'6", 5'7". You know what I'm saying?
Man, he taller than that now. Don't play. Saying a clean 6 foot. He is 6 foot.
About 5'11",
Yeah.
6 foot, something like that.
and Saint gets it done, bro. It's like, fourth in the league in pass catches. Behind Jamar Chase, and I had it in front of me. I think he only lead Malik Neighbors by like 3 catches, but St. Brown got 101. It's four receivers with 100 catches so far this year. He's one of them so far. So I like what I'm saying is just St. Brown, man. Him getting into the end zone. I don't know how in the hell he scored on that screen pass. That was amazing to me, dude. To have that little space that he had to get. You know what I'm saying? To get where he needed to go. And I think third down, he does it time and time again. It could be a 3rd and 8 or a 3rd and 9 or a 3rd and 10. And he gets it. You know what I'm saying? He gets it every single time. Yeah, y'all know that's my guy, man. It's just for him to be the guy, like in the NBA, right? Pick and roll is one of the hardest things to stop to this day.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. You knew the damn pick and roll was coming, right? But you couldn't stop it, right? Yeah. Teams know third down. It's St. Brown's time, baby, and St. Brown gets it, man. Every time they need a big third down, he gets it, man. And I think that's the difference between us being a good team to a great team. You know what I'm saying? It's just the awareness. How many times did Jahmyr Gibbs, or mostly when Montgomery was not hurt, Gibbs in the fourth quarter, it was like his awareness would always, he would know where the first downs markers are. You know what I'm saying? And Gibbs is gonna get that first down, bro. It's like the extra 2 or 3, 4 yards. That's what makes Montgomery so special. You know what I'm saying? I think that Tim Patrick has got that knack right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just gonna say, Daryl, that he didn't really have the game yesterday, but Tim Patrick is that guy. I think he's the next guy that's emerging in this offense. And I give a credit to Jared Goff, because you always say, not you all, but people always say, well, the sign of a good quarterback is to get players around him, make them better. And Tim Patrick's a guy, listen, Denver cut this guy, said he can play ball no more. They've tired of waiting on him. Came here to Detroit, and it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? Just because of, who he's playing with. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to bring that up, man, because I just don't think we get enough. We don't build up our guys enough. You know what I'm saying? I think we kind of take for granted. Just like when the Pistons was good for 6 years. We took them for granted. We took that team for granted, and I think right now we taking this team for granted. I really do, because it's like what they doing is rare as hell. You know what I mean? It's not,
Just glad you brought up about Tim Patrick, man. Listen, Tim Patrick has been have been a huge addition to this team, man. He may not get all the catches, he may not get all the receptions, and he may not get all that, but you know what he does? He does the dirty work, the blocking, the things those little things that can that helps the team win.
He's a tight end for them, bro.
Yes,
He's a
he
hybrid tight end for them.
he is absolutely right, and he goes out here. He does the dirty work that a lot of people don't pay attention to. You got to pay you pay attention to those things. You know that matters. Those little details matters. You know that goes a long way with this football team. That shows the grit in with this team. Just like what Shanti was saying about St. Brown, it getting that touchdown, how he gets in there. Parson is you know the grit, he wants it. These players wants it. They want to win. They want to punch you in the mouth. They want to show you we are more physical. We're going to attack you. We could be finesse. We could be physical. We could do what we want. However y'all want it, we're gonna beat you in all type different ways. However y'all want to get beat. It's just as simple as that. It just this team wants it more. They want to show you I'm more better than you, whether I'm going to finesse or I'm going to be physical. I'm going to show you. And this is what heart with this team is that they just fight hard. They just the dirty work, the littlest things that they do, like the Tim Patricks, like Sam Laporta's, paying attention to those type of details, game film studying.
Yeah.
Those guys, those little key blocks. Even if your offensive lineman didn't pick up that key block, but you get your receiver that's picking up that key block to open up the holes for Gibbs to Montgomery at the time. Even with Craig Reynolds when he was out there, Vaki this is an opportunity for Vaki to get more opportunities since Montgomery's out, getting shows that he can get more playing time. Because I liked Vaki when he came into this draft. He was one of those hybrid guys. I wanted to see a little bit more out of him, to show his fight, his grit and stuff. But I'm a big Vaki person as well. I saw him in Utah. How he was unbelievable in Utah. And what these players, the heart and the dedication, man, on this team to fight, willing to win, willing to it takes to, help this team grow and win, man. So, and I have to say this too, for the fan base as well. I've seen this on Twitter earlier, that oh yeah, we beat the Bears, but that still don't mean much. What we gonna do when we play against the Minnesota Vikings? Assuming we're gonna beat, San Francisco. I'm not for sure we're gonna keep the number 1 seed. And Minnesota's still a good team, and we shouldn't have almost should have lost to them the first time. We was down 10-0. Listen, before I turn it over you to Walt, these fan base go kick rocks. Okay, these fan base go kick rocks because the simple fact that you still bringing this negative thing. We just won a game against a division opponent that we played them on Thanksgiving and we beat them by 3 points, and we turned around winning their building and beat them by 17. It's just like some of the bandwagon fans is just not happy. They just like they want to
that's
see
just fans in general, though.
Yeah,
that's every fan base, though, bro. You got some fans who just every single. I guarantee you, and I know a couple New England Patriot content creators. Throughout the years of all the winning, they still had fans who, year in, year out, whenever the Patriots would lose, it wouldn't win the Super Bowl, it wouldn't make it to the Super Bowl. Oh, it's Brady losing it. I'm sick of Brady. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. I'm tired of Bill. Like, it don't matter what the fan base is, man. You're gonna get that section that's some people only get they fix from being negative. You ever notice like those types of fans, you didn't hear really nothing from them doing the 11-game winning streak, 12-game winning streak, unless guys started getting hurt. Then they jump in with, oh, see, I told you it's gonna happen eventually.
Mhm.
Those injuries gonna catch up with you. And then what it comes down to is anybody can be right if you wait it out. If you was one of those Lions fans that said eventually injuries were gonna catch up to us and somebody was gonna beat us, you was right. It took your ass 11 weeks to be right, but you was right. Buffalo caught up to us. They caught us with a front seven full of guys they found in front of a Home Depot, and then we lost. But if we gonna be real about it, and when I talk to people outside of Michigan about this, they hate hearing it. Oh, you just making excuses. It ain't excuses. Let's be honest. If we would have beat Buffalo, and Buffalo would have been missing 9 starters on defense, that's the first excuse they would have gave Josh Allen. Oh, y'all
Mm.
beat Josh Allen, but Josh Allen, his defense was missing 9 people. I felt good about that game walking away from it, just knowing that, okay, like I said, my quarterback can throw the ball 59 times. He can get 5 touchdowns. He can not turn the ball over in the midst of all that. And granted, Josh, y'all beat us. But at the end of the day, if that defense is healthy, they not beating them. Josh is not doing that to a healthy. Even if we don't even have to have Hutchinson and Davenport out there and everybody. If we had at least 3 or 4 more players on that defense, we probably win that game.
Mhm.
So I don't want people to, but that's the thing. People who don't really follow this team outside of Michigan, they don't care about context. They just look at the score and say, "Oh, y'all defense gave up what? Y'all shitty." They don't look at the context of nothing.
Exactly.
Nobody else did that to us
Mhm.
all season except for Buffalo. And Buffalo was only able to do that to us because we was missing our entire front 7, except for Jack Campbell. It's not an excuse, it's facts.
Yeah, it's a
We
fact.
were missing all those people and damn near still had an opportunity to come back in, and the game was still in striking distance.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So
And then it's like, I mean, like I said, Buffalo, they won the game. Now I will give Buffalo, they did beat a team that Kansas City. Kansas City had most of their defensive players. They had their team. Josh Allen, I give him this props. He beat Kansas City. And you're right, Walt. If we had at least some of our guys on healthy on defense, Buffalo wouldn't have beat us. They gave up 40 the previous game before they played us. They gave up 44
they
points.
may have beat us, but it would not have been that damn offensively driven
Yeah.
by them. It would have been a tougher, lower scoring game than that.
Yeah. And on top of that, they gave up 44 points to the Rams and lost that game. Even though they lost by 2, they gave up 44 points. And then they gave up 42 to us. And then, even though they won yesterday, they struggled against the New England Patriots. Now, I know it's a division game, but they struggled. They struggled. You know how division games are. Even though there's an inferior team in your division, you know they're going to give it their best shot. Even the Chicago Bears, even the first time we played them, I think we left some points on the board on Thanksgiving. We left some points on the board, and that's how Chicago end would get back in the game. If we would have had not left some points on the board, this thing would have been blown open big time. And I like the comment saying nobody ever gives other teams extras for beating us.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, nobody never. No, and you absolutely right, Brent. Because the simple fact, there are people are still not respecting our Lions team. They're not respecting it. And because of the simple fact, the way we're going on beating people, oh well, y'all getting lucky against this team. Oh, we say we beat Green Bay twice. Oh well, Jordan Love was not 100% the first time y'all beat. He's just coming back off injury. Like, he's out there playing. What happens when we beat him here?
In a football game, you can find whatever angle you're searching for. That's why I don't pay people no attention, man. When people looking for a negative angle on you, they can find one. They can definitely find one. If the Lions go ahead and win this Super Bowl, you know what's gonna be said? Yeah, well, that year Jalen Hurts got a concussion, and if he would have been there, it'd have been different. Or you know what, man? Bradford tore ACL or they gonna find out something. If they want to slight you, they can definitely slight you, man. But it's Go ahead, Shanti.
No, I was just gonna say, when you look at, I'm still on the stats, man. We look at what's going on with Jack Campbell. He was another guy I wanted to highlight, the last guy for this show. Jack Campbell out right now is 116 tackles for the season, by far leading the team by like 20 tackles, man, other than Brian Branch. He got 96. But I just think that he needs to be highlighted. 116 tackles in 15 games. I'm not a math major. That's damn near 10 tackles a game, I think. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Jack Campbell been out there balling, man. Just reliable as hell, sure tackler, 1.5 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. He's really just played Yup. I was just gonna say that too. Rob,
They're weak as hell.
I'm telling y'all, everybody out there won't know this. I'm big on body language, and the Saints down 21-0 at halftime, and they walk to the locker room, bro. Them boys the Saints they cannot get done with the season fast enough. That team is broken, dude. Cam Jordan rather do his podcast. I guarantee you, he don't want to play with these guys, man.
Man, they miss Jameis, man,
dude.
And I told people a few weeks ago after that Saints game against the Browns, and it's not a good look for your current starting quarterback when after the game, damn near half your team is on the other sidelines hugging your old quarterback Jameis Winston.
Yeah,
that was a bad look for Derek Carr, man.
Yeah,
that's what. But he spent a lot of his career there, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot.
That man spent 2 years.
Well, what I'm saying is, he was long. It had to have been longer than 2 years.
Jameis spent like 2 years in New Orleans.
Like 2-3 years over there.
Yeah, man, Kamara need to be just. They a mess, the Saints. But but just to back up Daryl's point about when you like
tonight, every night,
like tonight, right? The Packers beating up on the Saints, right? 21-0. When you're a good team, you're supposed to beat it. The Lions have beaten up everybody they're supposed to. That's what the difference I think between them and Minnesota, because we've all played the same teams.
Boy.
The Lions have ran roughshod over them same teams. You know what I'm saying?
Vikings could easily have 5 losses right now, bro.
Yeah. You've been saying that.
Jacksonville, they've been playing some nail biters, but they did it last year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they've been flirting. They've been flirting with it for a second, man. And
but
not to say that they can't come back, but they know how to win games too. So I'm not gonna smash the Vikings like that. Like, O'Connell's a damn good coach. He won games with 4 different quarterbacks last season. The Vikings tough, and they don't know when to lay down. So they always compete. That's a good team over there, but man.
Yeah, but the difference is too, from last year to this year, Brian Flores is their defensive coordinator this year. That defense is pretty solid.
Yeah,
that defense is pretty solid. Yeah, Brian Flores is
we unlocked it though. You notice after we beat them, other teams started scoring over 20 on them then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they Josh, and then I also want to tell you, Metellus, Byron Murphy, they similar to who we are. You know what I wanted to say? Melifonwu got a sack yesterday.
Yeah,
and Melifonwu was a guy. Well, I really do think he gonna help it, just like he did. It's weird about Melifonwu, man, because he did the same thing last year. Remember, Walt? He came in. Last couple games kind of made an impact and kind of helped us out on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Who is he? Kawhi Leonard?
I guess.
There's a man out there low. He out there low managing.
I take it, man. Because Melifonwu, big body that can support the run.
Kawhi Melifonwu.
And then
Kawhi Melifonwu.
the Packers. and the Vikings and the Lions are similar. And then I think Marcus Spears even said it today on the pregame. I was listening. He said either one of the three teams in our division, he was talking about any three of us could win it all. He did say that. And that's from a former player. He like, dude, because he said the stars are going to have to show up. Which star is going to show up for 3 hours?
Win it all or win the NFC?
They win NFC. I'm
I
sorry.
must say,
Not win it
I
all.
don't think. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota could beat Kansas City.
You don't think so?
Nah,
Yeah.
not
man.
against that defense. No, I
No.
think you giving Spagnuolo 2 weeks to
Mhm.
put together a game plan for Darnold
Yeah.
and the rest of them boys. Nah,
Yeah. Same with Green Bay. I don't think Green Bay could be KC either. I really don't. Much as if I had to, they may have a better opportunity than Minnesota between them two, but I don't see Ball. I think the Lions, we have the best opportunity. We could beat Kansas City. Soon, a lot of people assuming Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City is going back to the Super Bowl this year. That's just my personal opinion.
yeah, I mean they the defending champs, so we all thought. I mean, Baltimore is just so wishy washy, and then Lamar still got to prove it in the playoffs. I mean, is it the Chargers?
Not
Is it the
yet. I think the
Broncos?
Chargers are
Not
mid.
yet.
Buffalo?
Yeah, yup, not
I
yet.
think
Chargers,
Buffalo. I think
they
Buffalo's
nice though.
going this year.
Yeah. Justin Herbert got 3 interceptions the whole season. I know I've seen that. So he's really been, Harbaugh been really, he pulled the reins back on Justin Herbert a little bit. And that's hard to do, I bet, because Justin can throw the rock.
He got the defense together. He got the rushing attack together. He got the offense. Like that's what elite coaching looks like.
Yeah, Harbaugh did his
That's
thing,
what it
man.
looks like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step in and get you boys winning immediately.
Yeah.
And another team I got to give credit to. I got to give Denver some credit, man.
That's my squad, man. That's my squad. I was telling you,
Bo Nix is
Bo Nix, man.
Yeah, and Denver's defense is not bad either.
Hey, them boys nice, man. They nice.
Denver, they got something to say. I think they miss a good. That division is going to be pretty tight next year. With Kansas City and the Chargers and the Broncos, it's going to be a dogfight with them next year.
Yeah, I wanted to see the point spread for my other device. I wanted to see the Lions right now point spread against the 49ers. I'm interested to see. I know there's 63% probability to win the game. I just want to see it. I want to see they beat up too. And I think the 49ers are technically out of the playoffs right now.
Yeah, they're eliminated.
So I don't know. We have to get Malcolm on wall and see our 49ers affiliate to see what's going on in the state of the 49ers. But yeah, I mean, let me ask you all this, before we get out of here. I like early returns on next week's game. I mean, do you feel like could it be a slip up? You know what I'm saying? Could we be looking ahead to the Vikings, or is it more so, the Niners might pack it in, might have packed it in and knowing they're not making a playoff? Is it going to be a full effort? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard to just get up for a game and you're not making the playoffs or nothing.
I'm going to say this, like you had brought up earlier, Shanti, that Dan Campbell won this game. Even though we lost, even though they depleted with injuries, the 49ers, they out of playoff contention, they might just. I think he wants to beat this team. He wants to beat this team, and he wants to, beat this team, like get it done. Like we want to take it a game at a time. We don't want to look forward, look past the 49ers and head into the Vikings. Because in the situation, the Vikings could lose and it won't even matter. You know what I'm saying? That, it won't even matter. Because if the Vikings lose, it won't matter. So I say we go, go ahead, take care of San Francisco, take a game at a time. We'll see what happens. Because I think they flexed that game to the 49, not the Vikings and the Packers. They flexed that to a 4:25 game instead of 1 o'clock. So we have the opportunity to see what's going to happen before our game, what Dan Campbell does. But I think take care of business against the 49ers, whether if he decided he's going to play all his starters the whole game, whether he's going to play the first half,
Yeah.
he's going to want this game because he felt like you said earlier, that we should have won in San Francisco last year for the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl. And he wants that revenge game. I know San Francisco is depleted with injuries, but again, he wants to win in San Francisco and then take care of the Vikings, whether we play our starters or don't, depending on the outcome of the Vikings Packers game situation.
Yeah, I see. I did find it, Walt. DraftKings Lions 4.5 favorites, and just a little nugget here: the Lions, they are they've been favored by 4 points 9 times this season, and they've covered the spread in 6 of those games, including, let's see here, the Lions have won 86% of their games as the money line favorites, which they are this time. Money line favorite is the Lions minus 198 on this one. So, and the average total of Lions games this season has been 50 points on the nose. So, it's pointing towards the Lions winning this game. You know what I'm saying? Just according to Vegas, how they look at it. So, it's just interesting. I like to see early returns on what's going
I
on, man.
agree.
You know,
I agree. I think, man, right now Frisco, they too beat up. You know, Frisco got too much going on right now, on and off the field. That offensive line is beat up right now. They start running back, both receivers. Well, I don't know if you really consider Debo a receiver, but they don't have enough, I think, offensively, and I think that's kind of where we benefiting right now. Got to thank you for it because this is a team right now that does have all the guys on IR, does have all these guys nicked up and game time decisions on a week to week basis. It's best when you do have an offense that's struggling,
yeah,
that can't really challenge you too much. Pearsall, like outside of a few handful of guys that they got second and third string receivers right now, there's nobody in that passing attack aside from Kittle that we honestly have to worry about hurting us. Now, possibly could Shanahan scheme up a rushing attack and run the ball on us? That's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't really been able to do that too much all season.
yeah,
So I think right now, man, they catching Frisco at a point, and I don't feel sorry for him. Nobody felt sorry for us. That's why I want to
no,
hear. I don't want to hear about no team in the league's injuries. We had the most damn injuries in the league.
yeah, yeah,
It might end up with the most wins. So that whole injury thing is a bunch of bullshit. And I hate when
Mm-hmm.
people, oh, we was missing this guy, missing that guy. Do you not realize y'all playing Detroit? We
Mm-hmm.
missing everybody.
yeah, right. Our whole defense
Right, exactly. But I
mhm,
want to hear nothing about that. And I will say this: I think Corey brought up Sean Payton for Coach of the Year, what he's doing in Denver.
yeah,
I mean, I'll say this is good. They still 9-6, and I think when you take a look at if Dan Campbell gets this team right here to 15 wins with 16 to 17 players on injured reserve, that's historical. I'm not sure if you can find that anywhere. I do understand the year the Packers went to the Super Bowl when they beat Pittsburgh. They had 16 players on IR that year, but they were a wild card
Yeah.
that year, and they ran the table.
Mm-hmm.
But to get this team to win 15 possible games with that many players on injured reserve is unheard of.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with you can't deny him not getting the coach of the year for that. You know,
mhm,
you had a lot of players on out, and you're supposed to get 15 wins out of the you know 17 game season in the
yeah,
18 week, and you can't dismiss that. I know Kevin O'Connell with the Minnesota Vikings because the expectations, nobody expect them to be with up there as one of the top teams in the NFC. People are saying about Kevin O'Connell. People say that Sean Payton, what he's doing with the Broncos. People saying Mike Tomlin because of what he's doing with the Steelers. But
yeah,
even because you got the two quarterback situations with Russ and Justin Fields, that, and of course Andy Reid, because even they offense, their weapons was depleted at times, and they still find easy. Kansas City could at least have about like 5 losses, at least 5 or 6 losses.
Mhm.
But they're the defending champs for a reason. They find ways to win. So Andy Reid's been in the coach of the year conversation. So, but I agree with you, Walt. If go fit you in 15 and get 15 wins out of the 17, with our defense been depleted,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with him. You got to give him coach of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, remember beginning of the season when we was doing our predictions on yards and well, not so much yards and reception, but just like breakout players. Well, we talked about Jameson Williams, and I just want to put some stats out for Jamie already. Remember us saying right around 50 catches that we thought that would be a productive season for him taking next step. Okay, Jameson Williams has 47 catches for 890 yards, 6 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? 19-yard clip. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would take that. Or if you would have told me at the beginning of the season, out of all the bullshit, all the stuff they went through, all the off-season stuff, I I take that. You know what I mean? He gonna add to that total. You can probably give him maybe 10 more, 13 more. Let's say he finished the season with 60 catches and 10 touchdowns. I think everybody would be happy with that. So he's right on schedule, man. I just wanted to point that out. Just as he being
Yeah.
reliable. I think Jameson Williams is reliable now. I mean, remember he was kind of a wild card, but we
Yeah.
kind of didn't know last year, how it was gonna come, but he pretty reliable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at he's second on the team reset with Tyler Laporta. Jameer Gibbs has 43 catches. Tim Patrick got 31. So yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Spread it out. So
Well, before we get out of here, I'm gonna ask y'all this because we're gonna get deeper into the game probably Saturday morning, I
yeah,
believe. So, initial thoughts, man. Is this a must win? Because I
yeah,
think that
yeah,
you have a wounded animal in front of you.
yep.
You got Minnesota coming in a couple weeks. We don't know if they're gonna flex that game to Sunday night or Monday night. I kind of believe they can probably flex it to a Sunday night. But is this a must win? Because if you do find yourself in a game with Frisco, because it is the NFL, we do understand sometimes 10-point favorites find themselves in 20 to 20 games with teams they're not supposed to be involved in 20 to 20 games with. It's the NFL, it could happen. If they were to lose this game, do y'all
Mm-hmm.
really feel like things could? Because I mean, now you're talking about week 18 home game. You got the crowd behind you against a rival in Minnesota. That place is gonna be rocking. Or do you
Mm-hmm.
guys feel like just outright Minnesota's not winning here week 18? So it doesn't even matter if they did lose to San Francisco.
No, because I think that Campbell's like me and Daryl was saying. I think that Campbell's got that instilled in them, man. He said we need this game. You know what I'm saying? The next one, I don't believe that they're gonna take it off at all. You know what I mean? I just think the best formula is to keep winning. Obviously, put your head down and keep winning. I mean, that's basically what they have to do, and I think they will. You know what I'm saying, Walt? I don't think that this team. We know this team for a couple of years now. They DNA is not to give up or anything like that. So they not getting no cheap wins against the Lions. You know what I'm saying? If they beat us, okay, you want to say they beat us on the field, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? I just think that they're gonna keep rolling, man.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, just we're taking the game one time. Like I said, we're not gonna look past the 49ers. When they still an NFL team, they still, they want to try to play spoiler, and you gotta, just this Minnesota team, like I said, they got a big game coming up. They can't look past Green Bay, even though Green Bay is coming to their place, and Minnesota crowd is gonna go crazy. So you're going to Packer fans. They travel very well. So Green Bay, I think Green Bay, they both these teams needed more, especially Green Bay. They trying to get for playoff positioning, and they want that revenge game for what happened early in the season. So, like I said, for the Lions, man, it comes down. Like I said, if it's depending on what the outcome of that game with the Packers and Vikings, the Packers wins, Even like you said, take care of business against the 49ers. It don't matter what Minnesota does in the last game of the regular season. But if Vikings take care of them and they beat the Packers again, and let's take care of business against the 49ers, and we're not going to let Minnesota going to come in here and think they're going to, take the division and take the number one seed, and we're drop all the way down as a fifth seed. That's the last thing we want that to happen. Have to go on the road, which we capable of. We could win on the road. Now we have to go. We have to go on the road against against a team, and then probably like either whoever comes out of the South between the Buccaneers or the Falcons going into their building. We could do it, but we'd rather be at home.
Yeah, right now. Yeah,
That would be
because
weak as hell, though.
Yeah,
we win 13 games and got to go play at Michael Penix in Atlanta.
yeah,
yeah, because that right now that's would be the matchup right at number 5 right
Why is
now.
that Falcons?
Because
It
right
ain't
now,
right, NFL. It ain't right.
yeah, because Philly would play right now as a stand. It'd be Washington at Philly, and then it would be Green Bay at the Rams, and then the Vikings at the Falcons right now. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? If it started today.
yeah.
So I'm telling y'all right now, mark my words. I think NFC Championship it's gonna be one. It's gonna be two North teams, man. I think that's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, what two team? I hope it's us, but I can see us playing the Packers and the Vikings again. You know what I'm saying for a third time, maybe possibly going to the big one. So we'll see. I hope it play out the way that plays out. NFC is top heavy too. I mean, you got the Rams 9-6. You know, what's the most they can win? 11 games. Atlanta, I don't take Atlanta seriously at all. What they can win 10 at the most. Green Bay
Yeah,
could win out and be 13.
yeah.
I'm just counting the wins. Washington at 12. It's top heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? But Tampa's dangerous. I'm not. I don't feel the same about Seattle no more. I thought Seattle would be a team that can kind of make some noise. I don't. I think Seattle's out of it. They're not out of it, but I just don't think they're a threat. I think
They
Tampa's
need a
more of a
lot of
threat.
help. They need
Yeah,
Tampa needs some help because Tampa is 0-2 against the Falcons in that division. So they need Falcons to lose out and they
Yeah.
lose a game. So it's gonna be pretty tough for Tampa.
yeah.
Um and like I said, in Atlanta, I guess not only got the division, what I'm saying, head to head, they believe Atlanta has a little bit better conference record than far as in between them and Tampa. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, you can't take the Falcons. And no, they're not gonna take it seriously. They're gonna be playing a rookie quarterback for the rest of the year. Unless he gets hurt, then they have to go back to Kirk Cousins. Um, but Shantae, I may have to disagree with you as far as the NFC Championship game. We two are both North. I think the Rams or the Eagles might be the team that the Lions will play in the NFC Championship game. I think because I don't trust Minnesota. I don't trust Minnesota, and definitely Green Bay. They can come in and make it a game, but they just not ready. I think you see, the Rams is a dangerous team. Rams is a dangerous team, and we see what we played on the first game of the regular season. How they was just giving us problems on their offense. Stafford is.
I think we'll smash them now, though.
Yeah,
I think they'll take care of the
I
Rams.
think, yeah,
yeah,
I think,
Mhm.
but that was week 1 of the NFL season. The offense still had to get some cobwebs out.
yeah,
The defense was pretty good against the Rams, but that Rams offensive line hasn't been good. They haven't been able to really run the football all that well this season. They do still got the receivers out there, but now you talk about having to protect Stafford consistently. You're looking at the Rams defensively; they can get after the quarterback, but they can't stop the run because they're too undersized. Those
yeah.
corners aren't good. I think if we played the Rams again, we'll destroy the Rams. I think they get a little bit of they get up for some of these games too.
Mm-hmm.
I think same thing about Tampa. Like Tampa, man, we beat Tampa twice last year, and then week 2 of this season, they kind of stole one. We feel like they stole one from us because we went 0 for 5 in the red zone in that game.
Mm-hmm. And Ben
We
Johnson
lost.
kept been trying to be too cute with the play calling. You
Yeah,
shouldn't have you shouldn't have Jericho throwing the ball that many times, and we got our dynamic duos of Sonic and Knuckles. We should have been running the ball more. We should have won. We should have won again against Tampa.
nah. I
That was
think
a play caller.
worst case scenario for the NFL is that, well, best case scenario for the NFL, I think in the NFC is that we play somebody we don't know. We know Tampa, we know the Rams, we know Pittsburgh, we know Green Bay, we know Minnesota. I don't think those teams. It's gonna be tough to come here and win.
Yeah,
It's gonna be real tough to come here and win, man. And being at Ford Field, and I'm with you, Ashanti. I think the road to the NFC Championship, road to the Super Bowl, goes through the NFC North because we really don't believe in whoever wins the South. Ultimately, I don't think the Rams. I said the Rams at the beginning of the season I thought would be the Lions' biggest competition in the NFC. Turned out to be Philadelphia, I think, for the most part. Minnesota, Green Bay. But I don't think the Rams, man, I don't think the Rams are better than anybody in our division. And I don't think the Rams are better than the Eagles in the NFC East. So they have a shot. They got a quarterback. They got a head coach. They can put up some points. They can throw the ball all over the yard. But they still lacking too much. I think the Rams aren't as good as those other teams right now. But any
yeah.
given Sunday, man, playoff game,
They
it can
they they
happen.
they dangerous though. They mean even though
Oh no,
they
they
have
can't be overlooked.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think you can
yeah.
overlook them.
I get what Daryl's saying. I mean, they are. I mean, trust me, you got Stafford, dude. I mean, Stafford is his arm alone. We've known him to put that team on his back. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it here firsthand. So I agree. I mean, yeah, any and like you said, any given Sunday, anybody's vulnerable or matchup. Bad. Play calling, as Daryl alluded to. So
Didn't
I
they
mean,
lose to both everybody in the division? Did they beat the Bears or did the Bears clip them too?
who the Rams?
Yeah, because no, we beat them. Green Bay went to
I
LA and
thought
beat them
Minnesota
earlier in the
beat
year.
I thought Minnesota beat the Rams too. Hold on here, I'm gonna look it up right here.
No, the Rams beat Minnesota because the Rams gave Minnesota their second loss because we gave them their first loss, and then the Rams gave them their second loss because it was off a Thursday nighter after we beat them in Minnesota. They had to go to LA and they lost to LA.
Let's see. I'm trying to look it up here real quick. Rams beat the Vikings. Yep, 30-20, and the Packers beat the Rams 24-19. Bears beat the Rams 24-18. So there they man, our I think we the only ones they beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they
I
ain't
mean,
beat us.
I mean, they didn't beat us, but
they ain't beat
they
us,
gave
man.
they gave us a tough one though. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
fellas.
Yeah, let's get ready to get out of here,
Appreciate you.
man.
Yeah, appreciate you,
yeah.
Daryl,
Daryl, man, for coming on.
Oh yeah, appreciate y'all,
Appreciate you,
man.
man. Yeah.
Appreciate
gonna
y'all,
plug
man.
your podcast, gonna plug your show, your channel.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe to the channel of D313XP and also Dynasty Sports Network, man. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel, man. And like you said, we continue to drop consistent content, man. And also too, man, everybody that's on this chat, man, we can show y'all love and support, man. Make sure y'all continue to like the Lions Avenue podcast, man. Listen, it's a great podcast. My guy Walt and Ashanti, man. Y'all continue, guys, do the damn thing. Got to get a shout out to my guy Neil Green. Y'all didn't get a chance to join his podcast the other day, but I will be soon. So if you out there, Neil, I'm apologize. So, but y'all guys, man, I love to continue to have y'all be on the show. If y'all, I'm more welcome to join y'all,
For
man.
sure.
So
For sure.
so one pride, go Lions, baby.
Absolutely. And also, of course, Lions fans, we are 13-3. Take a little bit of time out. Take a step
13-3.
back. I mean, two.
Come on, man, get it right.
Two. I ain't say it. No. So we had 13 wins for the first time in franchise history, man. It's been a long time coming, bro. For anybody that say, be humble, calm down, act like you've been there before, I ain't doing shit.
No, we gonna talk.
I ain't doing nothing, bro.
No,
Like this been a long time coming, man. We done sat back and watched a whole lot of bad Lions football, and people want to tell us to be humble, but the same people telling us to be humble were the same people kicking us in the face when they were sweeping us twice a year.
Mhm.
We was little brother. We wasn't even little brother. We was the we was the stepchild that was locked in the basement.
Yeah.
But now that we up here at the top, they telling us to act like we've been there before and all this other stuff. Man, listen, we winning out here. We got 13 wins. Like I said, as a Lions fan, this is the first time you've seen this in your lifetime, and that's crazy. To say lifetime added to that, man. And we got the San Francisco 49ers next. That's another team that's on a revenge tour. We knocked off Seattle. We clipped Dallas. We beat the Rams again. We handling business this year. We got the 49ers coming up this weekend. I don't see any stumble with this team whatsoever. It's business as usual. I trust this team on the road more than I trust it at home, which may sound crazy. But we will be back this weekend to talk more in depth about the San Francisco 49ers roster, as well as the scheme, how their team their season has kind of unfolded, unraveled right in front of their eyes from where they were a year ago in the NFC Championship game against us. But till next time, like I said, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Till next time, it's One Pride, baby.
One.